It's me and my daggy hat again at the same park with the same dogs. Had a lot of rain lately. Anyway, I don't want to talk about rain. I'm here to be real and talk about whatever comes up. And I guess whatever's coming up at the moment today is, I'm going to be walking past someone soon, so I'm going to go quiet because I don't want them to see me talking to myself on my phone. But what's coming up is emotional drain. If you suffer fierce anxiety and trauma from your past and predisposition to trauma, like deep anxiety from trauma, in other words PTSD. Hi. How do you go with your energy levels? I find, as you can see, and I'm pushing myself to walk every day. That's about all I do with the day. That's about all I can do. Anyway, how do you go? I just get so tired. And it's a deep tiredness. It's a drained feeling of, I spend a lot of time just laying down and on the internet, and I was realising today how ashamed I feel about that and how wrong it feels, how guilty I feel, but I actually enjoy it. So do I need to feel ashamed? I guess I feel like I'm wasting my life. And there's so much I want to be doing. And then I get angry and I get resentful because I feel like I'm just not having the life I want to have. And it's all due to this condition. But look at this, I've got to show you those trees. That's living. This is my one thing that I love every day. Coming to nature, and if I haven't got the energy to do much, I've at least got the energy to do this because it's filling my cup at the same time. Maybe I'll turn it around again. No, I can't. Okay, I don't know how to do it once I've started. So I'll just turn it like that and I'll keep talking. And then you can get to see what I'm seeing, not just hear me. And maybe you can get a sense of the beauty and the peace as well. But do you ever feel, if you suffer PTSD, you feel embarrassed, like you can't explain to it? You're watching a whole world out there living life and you're not participating in it. You're participating in your own way, but you hardly call it life, as in fun, doing things. Like I've pretty much, I don't have a lot of people in my life, if any at the moment. And I just get so bored and lonely. It's just almost as though there's two parts of me, two sides to me. One side is very social and wants to be doing stuff, but I just don't have the emotional energy for it. I think it's the emotional energy. I don't have the energy. And it all comes down to emotional drain. And so there's this part of me that pulls at the other part that says, I want to be out there doing that. I want to be living life. I want to be doing stuff. And the other part of me that goes, oh, I can't do it. And this is just so peaceful living like this. And today I was thinking, maybe the fight between those two sides is also the problem. Because I'm using a lot more emotional energy fighting it. But oh boy, not easy. But a lot of it is about comparison, looking at other people and not feeling normal. But what is normal? I mean, you see people when you go out to the shops or to wherever, and I know that some people just, and like I used to, they go from activity to activity, but how do they do it? It makes me feel tired just thinking about it. But in my mind, I think everyone lives like that. But I wonder what happens in between four walls. Are there a lot of people that live like me, that look like they're social, but they really spend a lot of time in front of the TV, not doing anything really amazing with their life? I've always had this really strong sense of FOMO, like I am missing out, not fear of missing out, more like MO, OMO, I'm missing out, or what is it, I'm missing out, so IMO, I'm missing out, and the grief and the pain and the woundedness from that, the sadness, the feeling of it's not fair. I want to be doing this and that because I've done things. I've gone to overseas. I've travelled. Oh my goodness. And when I'm happy, when I'm on a high, not just a high, but when things are good, my emotional energy raises, and it's amazing the amount of stuff I can get done. I suddenly have energy. But when life can be a bit boring and doors have closed, and maybe I need to look at it in the bigger picture and start thinking, well, that time, Michelle, is for you to rest up for when it's time to come out of the cave again, because things will change. They're not always going to be the same. And, you know, because I lived on this boat, and every day, well, actually not every day, because I pretty much did a lot of resting on the boat too, but if ever I wanted to get on and off the boat, because I lived on anchor, I had to get in my dinghy, start up the motor, get the dogs in there, go to shore, pull it up. I might come back and the tide has turned and the dinghy's on the sand and I've got to somehow drag it out. So it was pretty physical, and because that was my pretty much everyday life, or most day life, because sometimes I'd stay on the boat for up to 3 days without getting off. Feeling guilty, of course, but at the same time needing to, because that's how much rest. It never feels like enough rest when you're like this. You can go for days just feeling like, oh, I can't move, you know? And it was a wonderful thing being on the boat, because no one got to see this person who was not functioning. Like, no one came to your door and you're in your jammies and you're like, oh, hello. You know, none of that Western shame we have about you've got to get out of bed, you've got to make your bed, you've got to eat certain foods and at the right time and all that. Living on a boat is freedom, like in that it's away from pressure. And I think a lot of people have probably melted down that live on boats. You know, they've come to that point where they just need that R&R, that deep R&R, and rest and relaxation. But when you say R&R, rest and relaxation, you know, that seems like just a little bit of rest and a bit of relaxation. This is a big deal, this emotional drain, this energy loss through PTSD. And I've never really been able to explain it to a doctor, so I've never even tried, although I was diagnosed with chronic fatigue at one stage. But was it? Oh, I remember it back then. I couldn't even laying down, I was tired. I felt exhausted. But where did that go? But I feel that a lot of these symptoms that they call chronic fatigue and Lyme's disease, and not that I'm saying those diseases aren't real, but I think they're psychosomatic, and I think they're all related, and they're real. Psychosomatic doesn't mean it's not real. It literally does have an effect on your physical being, the person of who you are. But it's, and it sounds like you're making it up because it's psychological. No, the psyche is the mind. The mind is a muscle, isn't it? I don't know. Is the brain a muscle? I'm not sure. I know the heart is. Anyway, the thing is, just because something's called psychological or psychosomatic, it doesn't mean it's not affecting the body, like real. The nerves, because everything's connected. Everything is connected, and I don't like how they make out psychology is, if you just get over the psychology of it, if you just acknowledge it's there's a sense that it's imagined. No way. It's just mind health, emotion health, which is just as important and just as linked to our body as far as I'm concerned. It's part of our body. It's part of who we are. It's very linked. Oh, I really don't like that. Anyway. Oh, you can hear me huffing and puffing. But it's so good for me to do these walks every day. When I first started, which was only about 2 or 3 weeks ago, probably 3 weeks ago. Oh boy, that first day wasn't easy. The first few days weren't so easy, but they got easier. And I like to do something like this on my phone or talk to someone, because then I'm not noticing the pain because it's painful. I mean, if it was cold, it wouldn't be so much. The heat affects me too. And even though we don't have a blue sky, oh, beautiful butterfly there. Don't know if you can see it. It's humid because it's been raining, because where I live is in the tropics. And so you feel the weight of the heaviness of the moisture in the air. But the other thing is too, I'm a very emotional person. I'm probably more emotion mind than logic mind, although I do have a logic mind, and I've adapted it more to get well, or weller, over the years. Where are you going, Ramsey? So I feel everything, you know. Rabbit! He's off he goes. It's good to see him running, because he's 12, going on 13, and he just follows me now, but he used to run like crazy. I used to say to him, "Get Faithy," and he'd run after her and they'd play fight. "Get Faithy, get her, get your sissy." Good boy. Good boy. Where were you running to? Yeah. So maybe I'm more predispositioned, is that a word? I have more of a predisposition to the mind, emotion, body connection because of my makeup is such a feeler. I'm such a feeler. I came out like that. I'm wondering if wondering if I'm neurodivergent a little, because my grandchildren are very much like that too. They, oh boy, strong reactors, especially one of them. No, especially two of them really, but one in particular. Oh gosh, she feels everything. She is such, I feel for her, because I know, see, there you go. I know what it's like to live in that, you know, where some people, they can just go, oh well, moving on now. And she just gets, she feels things so powerfully. They're almost in a heightened sense. But being only me and not living in another body, person's mind or body, does that mean that I feel things worse or more, or does it just mean that I experience the emotion and need help with the logical mind to come into balance? But then my little granddaughter, she was born like that. She came out and she was screaming. And she was screaming for quite some time. She was protesting because she just had to go through something that she didn't like. And I can attest to say that the pain feels, emotional pain in life, when you go through stuff, for me, feels overwhelming and like, what's the word? Too much, like literally can't cope with it, you know? Unable to cope with it, that level of pain. It's almost like low threshold to emotional pain. I don't even like putting it that way because it sounds like I've got some sort of, that's something wrong with me, but it's not. It's a high level of pain, sensitive to pain, very sensitive to pain. So there's Faithie up there, introducing herself to a doggy, pretending she's going to be nice. She's wagging her tail. She often changes her mind halfway through. So I can probably say goodbye now because I haven't got too far to walk, but I'd prefer to keep talking, but there's people up here and I don't really like talking on my phone and looking a bit like a goof. When there's people around. I'll stay on as long as I can. How long have I been going? Only 17 minutes, okay. Seems like longer. Oh, she was a good girl. She's not being mean to the puppy dogs. Don't speak too soon, Michelle. Good girl. Good girl, Faithie. Good girl. Hello, puppy, your baby. You can do it, Faithie. You can keep being nice. You're being a good girl today for a change. She wasn't mean to the puppy dogs. Good girl, Faithie. Good girl, darling. Yeah. Stop. 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 Stay there. Stay there, darling. Good girl, stop. You're not going to sit. Stay there. Stop. Are you a good girl? Was you a good girl? Good girl. Off she goes. She gets her little reward of being told she's good. Okay, well, I'll keep going so that I can get over this oval without noticing every step. You know, I used to be very involved in the gym, even a bit of a gym junkie, but I never got beyond the point of hating the pain. I never felt, sometimes I did, but I never felt not tired. I just pushed myself. And yet I've always felt, you know, when people get fit and they can just go and go and go, that wasn't me. And yet walking, that was always better for me. Like I walked the Camino, which is a pilgrimage, and I didn't just do the Spanish side, I did the French side as well. But it was very, very hard. It was over 2 months. It was like 1,600 kilometres. But that was when I was 49, 50. I'm 63 now. Sorry about wind. Wind is off-putting. But I never saw myself as a fitness guru because it just hurt too much and I didn't like it. But what I do like is exercise that's organic, that you don't notice. Like, I don't like planned exercise where you go and you get on a machine and you've got to keep your brain from being bored. And I tend to, it's going to sound really bad, like I've got all sorts of problems, but I tend to get a bit OCD and obsessive. But I love natural exercise where I'm enjoying something like this, walking in nature, talking, having something I enjoy doing at the same time so I don't notice, as I said, I don't notice the pain. Whew. But I haven't got to the point yet where I love coming here for the spiritual side and the mental side, but the physical side I enjoy when it's finished. Because let's face it, physical work is hard work. Sometimes I enjoy the physical, but I'm not complaining about it anyway. It's sort of the perfect thing for me, and because I don't really have much of a life because of my physical condition at this particular time, because I've been through a lot of stress in the last 63 years, but particularly in the last 6 months, I need my walk every day. At least I know I've done something for my body and I won't feel like I've missed out completely and altogether and have no life. That's the worst feeling for me, is this whole I have no life thing. Can't stand it because I have such vision. I've always loved being in business, or I've loved being creative, and I do nothing. I do none of it. And you could say, oh, but you still could, Michelle, but I don't. Because there's a feeling of helplessness underneath that I just don't want to address, or if I do, I don't know how, you know. There's a heart for me. You can share my heart. Oh, thank you, God. He just gave me a heart. Thank you, God. I love you too. So where are we? 22 minutes. I kind of think 25 is a good limit for a video. And here we are back at the car. And Faith has arrived before Mummy. You ready, darling? Was that good? Did you enjoy your walkie? Oh, where's Ramsey? You coming, Rambo? Rabby! Where's he gone? I didn't even know he wasn't with me. Rabby! Oh, I have to go up there. So I thought he was following me, but apparently not. Oh, it's so warm. I wonder if in summer I could swim. Swimming would be the thing to do. I have no idea where he is. All right, I'll turn this off.